Hello, everybody. This is Benny Hills, and I have a few announcements before I start this one. First of all, I'm really sorry I haven't made a video in so long. I've actually recorded a couple in the last week, and they're getting edited right now, so those should be out in a bit. But I think I want to release this one first for the second thing that I want to get to, which is Vintage Cube is back. So I'm really excited about this. As everyone knows, Vintage Cube is my favorite format. I think I'm pretty good at it. I think they made some awesome changes to the set list that I can get into in a later video if you'd like me to, but overall, just really happy this is back out. Unfortunately, I'm really busy with work right now, so I probably will not be able to record. Definitely, I don't think I'll be able to do daily videos. Maybe one or two a week for these 2 weeks while it's out, and then my real busy stretch of work will end at the end of November, and then when Vintage Cube comes back out in December, I'll be able to make a lot more videos. So looking forward to that, but really happy to have this right now too, and I'll do what I can. And then third of all, election night was yesterday when I'm recording this. I hope to post this later today, so on November 4th, but it's a very stressful time for a lot of people. A lot is yet to be determined as of now, but I hope everyone's staying mentally healthy and staying sane. If you need to not check the results compulsively, don't check the results compulsively. I know it's a stressful time, but hopefully this video can be a nice distraction. There's Vintage Cube out, so lots of positive things to keep your mind on right now, and whoever your candidate is, there's a lot of good signs for both, frankly. And so, yeah, we'll see. Interesting times. But without further ado, we will hop in, and I'm really excited for my first Vintage Cube draft of this season. I'll see you in Pack 1. All right, everyone, here we are for Pack 1, and man, this pack is a sight for sore eyes. So many sweet ones here. Yeah, geez, I missed this format. So, a couple ones that catch the eye. Underground Sea and Hallowed Fountain are both great. I'm never sad to start a draft in Vintage Cube with a blue dual end, and these are both quite good. Underground Sea is probably slightly better for the average person. I think Hallowed Fountain might be slightly better for me, just given that I tend to be better at playing blue-white than other types of decks. Lotus Petal is a new addition that I probably won't play too much, but it's a cool card. I'm happy it's in the format. Fiery Confluence is great. We could have slammed that and potentially move towards red aggro. I also like Jace Vryn's Prodigy quite a bit, and then there's Demonic Tutor. So, lots of really good cards here. I think I'm slightly leaning towards the Tutor here. It's super good in Reanimator, and there's no real Reanimator cards we're passing. Fatal Push, or Jace is sort of Reanimator, but it's just a really good card, and we're going to be passing a lot of great blue cards no matter what. I think it's really between the Confluence and the Tutor, but I'm going to go with the Tutor here. All right, nothing. Well, I mean, okay, I almost said nothing great here. There's no what we would ideally follow up this after this is an Entomb or something like that, and there's not that. But this is a great pack. There's Mana Leak. If we just wanted to be blue black control, we did just pass an Underground Sea, but it's a good card. We could also take Dark Confidant. It's a little bit dicey in Reanimator because you could just flip an 8-drop or something, but it's a great card. Noble Hierarch is just a very good card. It doesn't add black mana, which is a little awkward with what we have right now, but it's reasonable. And then there's also Prismatic Vista, which is just going to be great fixing in any deck. I think I'm going to narrow it down to the Vista or the Mana Leak. I guess we could also take Vindicate, but I don't really want to go into black-white unless black-white is super open. Thing is, I guess we could go into Storm, and Vista would be good in Storm. But Demonic Tutor makes me... I mean, it's best... this is really close between these. I think we're going to go with Fixing. When in doubt, prioritizing the Fixing is normally a good call. There's a Counterspell. This is a new addition that's a Reanimator card, but not really the kind of Reanimator card that you want to be playing. There's a Lion's Eye Diamond, and a Mystical Tutor, but I don't think that's where we want to be. Reanimator isn't looking particularly open, so I kind of like just taking a Thief of Sanity here. This card is really good. Again, we have passed some good blue-black stuff, so that is a little unfortunate, but this card is super good. It also is good with Demonic Tutor because you can, in a matchup where this card shines, a deck that doesn't have a lot of great ways to remove it for cheap, you can go turn 2 Tutor, turn 3 Thief of Sanity, and then Thief of Sanity can totally run away with the game. We could take a Counterspell, but I think Thief of Sanity is just a little stronger. Okay, yeah, blue-black does look open. I would love to get him to rock. I would also, I wish we had the Underground Sea, but I think having just picked up a blue-black card, we should just take the Strix here and move in on blue-black and just be a blue-black mid-range deck. I think that's a really strong deck. Cool art for Thalia. I actually love the visual look of the new format. I feel like they've replaced a lot of arts with cool ones, and Yeah, I'm a big fan. So we'll take the Strix. Okay, so Sling Gang Lieutenant replaced Ink Eyes, which is definitely a good call, but I'm still a little sad about it just because Ink Eyes was funny. Um, as far as this pack is concerned, it's pretty bad. We're not really a Baral deck. Um, I mean, there is some Storm stuff for sure. Yawgmoth's Bargain, Lotus Bloom, Empty the Warrens, but I don't think that's where we're really going right now. I actually think I'm just going to take Lava Claw Reaches here. We have decent fixing for Grixis, and there's a couple, like Kolagon's Command or something like that would be a card I would love to splash. Um, and then, yeah, this gives us another, so if we play one mountain, that's 3 red sources already, so I think I like taking the Lava Claw Reaches here. And then, like, I mean, who knows, there's a chance we could wheel the Grim Lavamancer, which would be a reasonable card for us. Okay. Nothing great for us here. We could just take Collective Brutality. It's just like a solid card. It's not particularly amazing if you don't have Reanimator shenanigans, but it's just a decent card. We could also take a Rakdos' Return. This impressed me a lot in Modern Cube, and it's definitely worse here, but I still think it's decent, especially if you have an acceleration, which we don't have now, but we could look for going forward. I mean, yeah, Past and Flames, like, we could be doing that, but we haven't seen that much mana for Storm, really. I think we should just go with the Rakdos' Return here over the Brutality. Oh, well, okay. Ignore everything I've said this whole draft. I mean, not really, but I'm not going to pass a Teferi this late. That's an amazing sign. Man, I really, really wish, like, this Demonic Tutor is looking fine, but, like, there's 2 lands that we passed in the first pack could really come back to bite us. But definitely slamming this Teferi here. I mean, we might just cut the red. We could end up in 4 color, but we're going to take the Teferi and then really prioritize mana fixing from this point. Okay, there's a Gilded Lotus. Storm is open. It's between Gilded Lotus and Kroxa here, I think. Kroxa is pretty good if we have the mana for it, but like we literally just took a Teferi, and Kroxa and Teferi are not exactly a great combo. I kind of think we should take the Gilded Lotus here. We don't have like a huge big mana deck at this point, but we could get there, and I mean this is the sort of deck where you want that, where you have tutors and card draw and a lot of colors, and Gilded Lotus helps out a lot with just smoothing that out. We could also take a Disenchant, but I think I'd slightly rather the Lotus here. Oh, man. Okay, well, there's an Impulse, but, I mean, yeah, if you get that late of a Teferi and then you get a Hallowed Fountain, I mean, what am I going to do? Oh, I could take all these Stormguards. No, we're taking Hallowed Fountain, and we're having a sweet control deck. Okay, Vindicate's awesome. So, we might just cut the red and be Esper control now, but this is a great, great pickup for us, for sure. Alright, now we have to decide between, do we want to try and make the red work? We have some decent red fixing right now. We could just take the Spires, but we could also take Day of Judgment. I think I'm not going to be too wet of the red here. I don't want to go crazy with the mana, so I think we should just take the Day of Judgment. Okay, here, Unburial Rites is in our colors. We don't have great stuff to pair with it yet, but I mean, we could take Firebolt and still try and go red, but I think Unburial Rites is a bit better for us, and then if we pick up, like, Muldrift or Consecrated Sphinx, like a few cards like that are just, like, good value creatures, then that could be nice, 2 for 1. Okay, Sling Gang is actually a great sideboard option. It's pretty easy to cast, and it can gain some life and provide a bunch of blockers against aggressive decks. I think I'd slightly rather Razorverse Thicket. If we pick, like, an Oko later, we might want to try and make that happen. Alright, so I like the start a lot. We sort of bounced around a bit, but I like where we ended up. Our colors aren't, like, completely open, but we have some really powerful cards, and yeah, I think this is a good start. Well, there's the Exhume. If we had gotten Exhume's second pick, we could have gone into that and probably ended up with something good. There's a Strip Mine, which is a good card, Vanishing Light, Venser, Arid Mesa, Ponder. Lots of good stuff here for us. I mean, there's other good cards that are good in general, like Questing Beast, but I think I'm going to narrow it down to Arid Mesa and Ponder. And I think I'd slightly rather the Arid Mesa. We're trying to be at least 3 colors here, almost definitely. And we don't have the best fixing. This can grab Hallowed Fountain. Also, if we still do try and end up doing red, which is possible, then it can help out with that. And we could also just pick up a land that lets us add black as well. So I think we should take that over the Ponder, even though I do like Ponder quite a bit. Ooh, well, what does this do? Oh, I like this card a lot. This is a good addition for White Weenie, which I'm sure we'll be seeing some of. I think we should take the Kolagon's Command here, even though, like, we're not, like, I mean, yeah, we have decent outs to splash red, and Kolagon's Command, like, Rakdos' Return is a card that's like pretty good sometimes. Kolaghan's Command is amazing. Like I would splash just for this card, and it is getting a little greedy in the mana base, but this is the first draft. We're gonna make some cool stuff happen. Oh man. Okay, so Wooded Foothills doesn't actually help us right now. Liliana of the Veil is a great card, but I think we just got to go with the Mystic Confluence here. We don't have particularly good synergies with Liliana. I also want to avoid cards that, like, I was going to say I wanted to avoid cards that have 2 pips of one color, which Liliana does, but so does Mystic Confluence. But I think the Confluence is just a little bit better overall. It's just such a good card. I really like the addition of these cards to the format. I'm very happy about that. But we're taking the Mystic Confluence. This card is just so good. Okay, so some solid options here. Mentor is fine. Courser Portal is fine. I think this card's a cool addition. I'm not going to pick it here, but in like just a blue-white control deck that's like heavy blue, this could be a nice win condition. There's also Anguish Unmaking, but we got a pretty late Vindicate. I think we're just going to try and wheel that and take the Rakdos Signet for now. This is pretty nice. We are likely to be wanting to play. Like, I think we're going to be base blue. Ideally, we end up base blue-white, splashing black and red. And that makes a Signet really, really good. That like this alone can let us play Kolaghan's Command. And just like, I mean, acceleration is really important for these sorts of decks. So Signet is pretty great. There's an Inspiring Vantage too, which I would play if I could get it, but we're taking the Signet here. I'm not worried about playables per se, but we don't have a ton, so that is something we need to be slightly aware of. Ooh, really wish we could play this Birds of Paradise, but that is a little too ambitious. Simic Signet is okay. This is a really cool card. I like that this card is in the format. It's not at its best for us since we could have access to other counterspells, but we actually have no counterspells other than Mystic Confluence right now. We could take another Board Sweeper. We could take a Phantasmal Image, although we don't have much to pair with it for ourselves. I mean, we could just take the Signet as, like, pretty bad fixing, but still just mana acceleration. But, like, adding blue-green when you look at our suite of 3-colored cards, or 3-mana cards, is a little rough. We could take another Sweeper. Yeah, I think we will take the other Sweeper. This is worse than well, actually, we'll see which one we'll end up with. We'll want to have both, though, in some matchups for sure, so I like having that option. There's an Omnath. That's sort of cool, but we're not playing green, hopefully. I think we should take the Verdant Catacombs here. I guess it doesn't actually help us right now. There's also a Miria's Call, which I do like, but I think I want fixing more than anything else. Gideon's also fine as his Heartless Act, but I think we're going to take this and then really prioritize trying to find something that lets this help our mana, because we don't have much fixing at this point. Okay, so I think we should go with Jace here. I've never played with this card before, but it's pretty cool. Interesting design. It scales well, and we have a relatively low mana curve for this sort of deck, so this 0 will be better than expected, maybe. Yeah, I like picking up a Jace here. We also, I mean, we have some card draw, but we don't have a ridiculous amount of card draw, so I like adding a bit more of that. Ooh, that is a late Factor Fiction, and also a Condemn and a Lightning Helix. I think we go with a Factor Fiction. We have almost no 4s, and it's just a lot easier on the mana than Lightning Helix. We do need a bit of cheap removal, though. I mean, it's less important in this format than in others, for sure, but I would love to have at least, like, we just passed a Heartless Act, now we're passing a Lightning Helix. Like, I want to get some of those types of cards. Okay, Angrass, Rampage, and Banishing Light are both decent, but I think we should go with the Spirebluff Canal here. I think it's just important to get the fixing. Let's see, what do we have for playables? We have 12 spells. We could bring in this pretty easily. That's 13 spells. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Canal here over the Banishing Light or something. We already have Vindicate. We're hoping to wheel Anguish Unmaking, and I really want to be able to cast my spells. Okay, does Dark Ritual do anything good for us? Not really. I mean, accelerating out to Fairy is pretty sweet, but it could be pretty bad a lot of the times. I think I'm going to go with a Tide Hollow Scholar here. This is going to be really nice against combo, and we'll start with it in the board. We could also take Pyroclasm, but we already have 2 board sweepers, and I think we're looking better against small creatures than we are against combo right now. We don't have that much interaction for combo. Okay, the Wooded Foothills came back around. We'll take that, and again, hope to make this work. So right now, both of these lands do not help us at all, but they could. Alright, I'll take this. I'm excited to see how it goes. We have a lot of fetch lands, so this could be an interesting win condition. I mean, if you just play this on turn 5 and then play fetch land, you immediately get 4 power across 2 bodies, and then this just scales over the course of the game and becomes better and better. So we'll take this. I like a Baneslayer Angel for the board. Okay, no Anguish and Making, unfortunately. We'll take the Omnath. Ooh, I'm really happy to get that, actually. We'll definitely play the Wall of Omens. Could we make Omnath work? We actually have a decent number of free green sources right now. We have Razorbird's Thicket is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's sort of free. We really do need some, like, a fetchable green lands, though. Okay, Kaya is pretty good. Muldrifter is pretty good. Creeping Tar Pit's pretty good. Mirage Conjecture is interesting. It's a little slow, but it's a cool card to have in the format. But I'm mostly between Creeping Tar Pit, Kaya, and Muldrifter here. Let's see. We have 15 spells right now. I think I'm gonna go with the Tar Pit here. Like, it looks like we have a lot of lands, but we don't really, since some of them don't really count. Like, yeah, just like a blue-black dual land would really make this deck, or like a black-red dual land or something. Just something that would turn these into actual good lands for us. But we should go with the Tar Pit here. I'd love to wheel the Kaya. Not too ambitious about that after not wheeling the Anguish I'm making, but Tar Pit is just so super good. Oh, there's our Entomb from earlier. I think this is a pretty easy Orzhov Signet. Helps us with the fixing. It's a nice cheap play that can accelerate into our nice 4s and 5s. And yeah, there's just not much else for us here. There's the Entomb. So there are black cards in this pack, or the Reanimator cards in this draft, but I think this is a better place to start. Alright, well, we could just slam Channel Ulmog here. Not. There's a couple of really nice green cards that I'd love to splash, but that's not really realistic. So pretty easy Colonnade here. We have a lot of manlands now, which is sort of cool. Pretty funny to have like Tar Pit, Lava Claw Reaches, and Colonnade all in the same deck. But the mana is starting to look a little better. If we could wheel Hero's Downfall, I'd be really happy about that, since we are a bit light on Planeswalker answers. We have Vindicate and sort of into Fairy, and then sort of Rakdos' Return, but we are still going to go with the mana fixing here. Alright, I think this is a pretty easy path. I say, oh, actually, Duretti is really good. Man, Path and Duretti are both amazing pickups for us. We are a little light on creature removal. Path is such a good card. Duretti's more likely to wheel. This card can just take over a game, though. The fact, like, being able to just destroy creatures and artifacts every turn is so good. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to take the Duretti, even though Path is so good. Like, yeah, I just think this card is amazing, and it's maybe slightly more likely to wheel, but it's a decent amount better. I think this is one of the most underrated cards in the format, and it just, like, is removal also. I mean, it's a little slower removal than Path, but it's still just very good. Okay, so here we have Probe, Riftwing, Thoughtseize, Blackleaf Cliffs. What are we looking at for playables now? We have 3 creatures and 17 playables. I think we should take the Thoughtseize here. This card is just really good. It's cheap interaction, and yeah, lots of good stuff here, but this is what we're going to go with. There's also a lot of blue cards, so there's a chance we could wheel one of these 4 blue cards. Oh, we're to the very end of our chances to pick up that land that will turn these fetches on. But we'll take an Elspeth here. Geist is reasonable, Lyra is also reasonable, but Elspeth is really good, and I do want a bit more top end. Like, we're a little light on actual win conditions right now, and Elspeth is a pretty perfect win condition. Okay, so it looks like we're not going to get that, those lands that we wanted to turn these fetches on, so we'll evaluate if we want to be playing those. There's Control Magic, Night's Whisper, and Oblivion Ring. Also Mizzium Mortars. I think I'm sort of between Control Magic and Oblivion Ring here, and I think I'll go with the Oblivion Ring. I want more answers to Planeswalkers, and Oblivion Ring does that quite nicely. There's a Dig Through Time and Tezzeret the Seeker. Tezzeret doesn't do much for us, so yeah, I guess we'll just take a dig. This isn't like the best dig deck ever. We could also take Sensei's Top, actually. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 fetch lands to pair with it. That's fine, but we don't have that many other synergies. I think I'd rather dig. And yeah, the fetch lands are also just good with dig, so we'll take this. We have no other delve cards. Ooh, got the Kaya back. That's pretty nice. Very happy to pick up that. The Entomb came back around. No, this is a cool addition. Does Entomb do anything for us? Not really. I mean, it fuels dig, but that's pretty weak. I think I'm going to take the Hero of Bladehold, and then we can side this in. Like, we're basically creatureless, so opponents will definitely cut all their removal, and then we can side this in and just go to work. Nothing's looking great here. I guess I'll take a Shieldred. Bryn Wingmare could actually be a nice option to sideboard in against Storm. I don't really want to play Flame Slash. I think that's just a little bit too hard to make work, since red is definitely our smallest color. So I think I'm going to take Frost Titan for one more win condition. Yogg-Will and Mana Flare. Well, someone was open. So this is 23 cards. We could just play this in 17 lands. I could imagine making this an 18 land deck, but we have 2 Signets. We'll see how it looks when we put the mana together. We also need to decide which of these board sweepers we want to play, because we ended up with a pretty even amount of white and black. So let's see. Sort by color? Oh, no. We're okay. Well, actually, we have a ton of black multicolored cards, but then, like, white monocolored cards. So we just stack it by, like, total blue to total black, or total white to total black. We have a bit more black. Let's look at our mana. So, this is just a red source, and this is just a black source, unfortunately. That's quite annoying. This is red-white. Okay, let's just go through each color. Blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I'm just going to add the default suggestion and then move from there. So, this is what they recommend. If we did this for blue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's okay, but not great. Also, none of our signets had blue. Our blue does tend to be more late game, but still, I would prefer to have more than that. For black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay, that's bad. We definitely need to add more black. For red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm okay with 6 red, especially since we have the signet, so really 7. I guess that's actually sort of like 8 black. Kind of goes to both. But good on red, and can't really cut any. I do want to have the 1 mountain for sure. And then for white, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so black, white, and blue I would all sort of prefer to have more of. Are there any cards here that we want to cut? We could cut red, but I think all 3 of the red cards we have are super good. Maybe we cut this for now, just a little bit, like, a little too cute, I think. I really wish we could make the Omnath work, but we can't quite. So we'll swap in, wait. Okay, I'm just going to recount the white and black, sorry, I forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black, or 7, 8 black. 8 black. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white. So black and white are actually perfectly even. I think I'm going to add 1 more swamp. Wooded Foothills could be dicey because it only has 1 target. I like playing it for feeding Delve, but maybe we should just cut the Wooded Foothills and then add 1 more mountain and 1 more swamp. Oh, wait, whoops. Did I add a plains too? Yeah, I did. So if we did that, yeah, I think this looks pretty good. And then in matchups where life gain really matters, we could potentially side in green and bring in this Omnath. Yeah, we should have a pretty reasonable sideboard here. Oh, wait. Sorry, I want to be making this switch. Also, slight upside of the regeneration thing. Pretty marginal, but could matter. Yeah, we'll go with this. It's a pretty weird deck. So, like, 4-color tap-out control. But I think it has some good interactions, some nice top end, and a lot of man land, so we can just win with that in the late game potentially. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes. See you in round 1. Alright, here we are for round 1, and we're on the draw with no plays until turn 3 and no interaction. So I think we should ship this. Like, I would love to keep this in some, like, if it's a control mirror, there's a great hand, but I think we should probably ship this in the dark. This I like quite a bit more, so we'll keep, and I think we'll put back the sweeper. We don't have double black. We have other removal spells, and there's a lot of matchups where that card is pretty bad. We're really leaning on the Orzhov Signet here. Having Spiral Bluff Canal plus Orzhov Signet is very nice for our mana. Copperline Gorge is a somewhat unusual land to see there. Okay, Island makes more sense now. Demonic Tutor, interesting. Well, we're definitely playing Signet here. And then next turn, really, really happy that resolved. Next turn we can go Wall plus Tutor. Worst case scenario would be land Dax, steal your Signet, but looks like they don't have that. Going for a Brainstorm, that probably means they don't have a land. Cool art. But yeah, my guess is they don't have a land and they're brainstorming for another land. And if they don't hit a land, okay, they did. So they can shuffle away their 2 bad cards on top. Got the full value Brainstorm. That's pretty cool. Channel. Ooh, I really hope this is something we can Oblivion Ring. If this is like a Blightsteel, we're okay. But this could be like an Emrakul, which would just kill us. Uh-oh. Okay, don't kill our Signet, please. Good, okay. We can beat that. We really needed the Signet, but just killing with Spiral Bluff Canal, I'm not too upset about. Alright, so we go Oblivion Ring. Man, this was like a pick that we almost didn't make, and then here it's just absolutely massive for us, killing their big indestructible thing. And now next turn, honestly, it's not glamorous, but I think we're just going to, if we don't draw land, we're just going to Demonic Tutor for a land. So that was a 2 for 2. They got our land, and like we traded 2 cards, they traded 2 cards, and they also lost a bunch of life. Oh, interesting. Well, they're ahead now, but it's not by a ridiculous margin. So we could. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go land, Signet, Vindicate their Copperline Gorge. I think. Yeah, that seems good. And then next turn we can play. Oh, we wouldn't have blue mana next turn. Actually, we can have blue mana no matter what. We can play, yeah, Gilded Lotus, I guess, next turn. But I just want to make sure that works, so we pay 2. Yeah, that should work. So, Signet. Land. Make some mana. Make some more mana. Vindicate your land. And we'll pass it back. And then next turn we're probably just going to go Gilded Lotus and nothing else. But we could also draw a blue source and Jam Teferi or something. So they go basic forest, 4 mana. They could have anything here. Channel is a lot less scary now. I mean, they could still pay 7 life and cast a 9 drop, but that's not nearly as bad, so I feel pretty good about that. Well, there is the channel, so we'll see what they have. Frantic Search. Interesting. So that's a cool use of channel. They can filter the colorless mana from channel into green or blue mana by untapping their lands. Interesting. Discarding Dig and Mystical Tutor. That's a little scary. Both of those cards seem pretty good here, especially Dig. Four mana. Turnabout. Are they actually Storm? This is a weird deck. I mean, yeah, I guess they are Storm. That's interesting. They still have the channel active. Turnabout, all that did, I guess that gave them more colored mana and more Storm count. Mind's Desire for 4. That's not that good, honestly. Scalding Tarn doesn't do anything. Heartbeat helps us. Yeah, they can play Memory Jar, but that's the only card there that really does much. They need to be able to untap their lands. They can pay more life with the channel, but unfortunately we don't really have a way to punish their ooh, they're playing Heartbeat. That is interesting. So now we get to use this mana and we can Teferi tuck their Heartbeat. So let's see, we go add mana. Don't need all this red mana. So play Gilded Lotus. So the question is if we want to go after their mana or their card draw. That is very close. I think we should go after their mana here. Yeah, we'll just tuck the Heartbeat. And then get the Lava Claw Reaches down, and then Lava Claw Reaches can kill them next turn. So they have to do something this turn, pretty much. They can use Memory Jar to draw the Heartbeat and then play it, but they've already put, like, their graveyard already has Turnabout and Frantic Search, so they don't have that many more untapped cards that they could have, I think. We drew a bunch of lands, so I'm okay with ditching all of these. They could just Brainstorm us for not that much, potentially. Well, they have 4 mana. Let's see if they can do anything with it. I guess if they have Time Spiral, that would be... Oh, just cycling Miscalc. Okay, that's great for us. Yep, alright, sweet. Got there against Channel Storm, including beating turn 3 Channel Ulamog, so that is pretty sweet. Now, what do we want? That seems good. This seems bad. If we could ever get Iona into play, we would probably just win, but that seems unlikely. Vryn Wingmare is definitely good. Are there other cards? Like, Wall of Omens is pretty weak. Vindicate is decent for blowing up lands. Yeah, I think we'll bring in the Tie Dollar for that. And then the next card in would be the Hero of Bladehold, which is probably just better than Frost Titan, actually. It's just cheaper. Although maybe Frost Titan is just better than Elspeth, because it kills a little faster and it interacts, and this is like more of like a... Yeah, I think I actually am going to make this change. Just coming down, like tapping down a Memory Jar or something can be huge. Do we want to make any other changes? Omnath is like not amazing here. Yeah, I think we're just going to run it like this. I guess we did cut down a bit on white, so we could cut a Plains maybe, but we also did bring in Tidal Scholar that I want to have access to, so I think we're just going to run it like this. Yeah. Or maybe we cut 1 mountain. Yeah, I'm going to cut 1 mountain for... I think for 1 more swamp. I really want to have access to Thoughtseize and Tidal Scholar early on, if possible. Alright, here we are for round 2 against Panahai. Oh. Hold on a second. Alright, forgot that I was planning on moving that up at the end of the draft portion. This is an amazing hand. Wow. Yeah, this hand is just phenomenal. We have all our colors. We can get red with a Vista. We have Thoughtseize. We have Acceleration. We have Vryn Windmere to slow them down, although Wingmare is awkward with Rakdos' return. We might just go turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Signet, turn 3 Return for 2, and then turn 4 Wingmare, but we'll see what we draw. They're on a mull of 5. Wow. Okay, yeah, this is going to be pretty rough for them. Their main hope is to have a Time Twister, so we want to take that out of their hand as soon as possible. They just conceded? What? Wow. Alright, well, I mean, our hand was great. I guess they just thought they couldn't beat this, so they must have not had the Time Twister, or they did, and they just knew we would Thoughtseize it, and that was their only way to get back into it, so pretty great win. Our opponent has disconnected. Alright, so glorious return to Vintage Cube, crushing Storm with a blue control deck. A tale as old as time. I'll see you in round 2. Alright, here we are for round 2 against Daniel, and we rolled a 6, so great start. We're on the play. And, no blue mana, but we're still going to keep this hand. Hopefully we can draw a blue source soon for the Strix, but having a Oblivion Ring is nice, and then Rakdos' Return is devastating in the right matchup. Also much better on the play. Plains. Okay, so that's a nice draw. We can fetch up. I think I'm just going to fetch a Hallowed Fountain and Shock and play the Strix here. We could try and save the life, but I don't think we really need to do that. I mean, basic Plains could mean an aggressive deck, but I also do think against an aggressive deck, getting down a Strix early is nice. Look at that mana base. Boom. Blue-white land and black-red land. Drawing another basic mountain is not what we wanted there. They have a Signet. Question is, do we want to take out their Signet with this Oblivion Ring? I don't think the answer is yes. We could just Demonic Tutor for a Thoughtseize. We could also Demonic Tutor for some 4-drop. I think I actually do like taking a Thoughtseize here. We'll go for Thoughtseize this turn and then potentially Rakdos' return next turn. Although I'll look at my deck. I might be forgetting a card, but I really like the idea of interacting with him this turn. I guess we could also take Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, actually Kolaghan's Command is probably a bit better. Just want to check to see if there's anything else we could do. Duretti would be decent. We could just take Factor Fiction, but I think I'd rather Kolaghan's Command. So hopefully they don't have a scary play this turn, and then if they don't, we can go upkeep Kolaghan. Or now that they're tapped out, oh, okay, we'll definitely be killing that. Man, I really wish we had that Fiery Confluence right now. So, Plains, red, black, white. Actually, no. We're going to attack, and then we're going to wait for them to tap the Coalition Relic, just so they have access to less mana this turn. They still have 2 mana from the Tolarian Academy, but they'll definitely go for the tap end of turn here. So red, black, white, Kolaghan's Command. Target player discards a card, destroy target artifact. So that takes them off of 3 mana and a card in hand, since the relic is adding 2 itself and then 1 from the Academy. Do they have a counterspell? That would be a bummer. They do. Alright, well, they have a lot of mana. They don't have a ton of cards, but, well, they actually do have a decent amount of cards. Teferi can tuck most problematic permanents, but they could do something pretty bad here. Best case scenario is they just develop their mana more and then can snipe their entire hand with the Rakdos' return. Oh, no play? That is surprising. So we could either go Teferi or just return them for a lot. Either one is likely to get countered. We're going to start by just attacking. I think I'm just going to go for the Teferi here. I want the Rakdos' return to resolve. Well, no. We're going to return them. If this resolves, they're down to 1 card, then I really like our chances. And like, this card can get worse over the course of the game. Like, yeah, we'll have more mana, but they can, like, use their cards in hand more. The fact that they didn't play anything when we were pretty much tapped out and they had a bunch of mana is a good sign. They're just putting a counter on that? Okay. Alright, sweet. Just discarding 3 basics. Okay, opponent's a little flooded over there, it looks like. Well, they have 2 cards, so we'll see what they can do. I mean, our hand is good. We have flexible answers and card advantage, so we also are ahead on board and on life. Like, they do have a big mana advantage, but in every other way, we're ahead by a lot. Alright, so we'll attack for 1. If they're F6, that's a really good sign for us. So we're going to... I am going to play the Signet. This plays into Daze, but yeah, they don't have Daze. I think I would rather just tuck this, honestly. Like, it cuts them off at 3 mana again, and, like, we don't need a card this turn. This really just makes their top deck so much less scary. Okay, they have a Probe, sure. So now their top card is the Coalition Relic, which we don't care about. Gideon. Okay, that's a decent card. I mean, we can deal with it, but it is good. So we'll start by plussing. Mystic Confluence. Oh, we don't have double blue. That is annoying. So, do we have enough mana to kill the Gideon? We could go Oblivion Ring on this for 3 mana, and then have 4 mana left over, which is exactly enough to kill the Gideon. It's a little risky if they have, like, a bolt or something, but they would have definitely bolted this to Fairy. So I think that's what we're going to go with. And then we can potentially pick up this Oblivion Ring down the road if we want to. So, just want to make sure we have the mana. Animate, pump once, that's 4 damage. Yeah. So, bye-bye Knight Ally. Man, I love these manlands. So now we can untap some lands. If we find a blue source for the Mystic Confluence, the game is just over. It's already probably over, though. Now we have the mana advantage. We have a better hand. We have a Teferi in play. We knew they were drawing this brick. So, oh, wow. Okay. Come on, blue source. All right. I think we should actually start with a wall, to be honest. Because I would rather hold up Mystic Confluence than play Elspeth this turn. Ready. Okay, that's good, but I'd still rather just jam this Elspeth. Oh yeah, we're doing it here. We're doing it. Just like pressuring them from so many angles. Filling our hand, clogging up the board, developing our mana. We have man lands for the late game. This is over. I guess they could have something like... They definitely could be an upheaval deck, actually. Because they do have a bunch of artifact mana. So that's probably the one thing we need to worry about here. Which is another reason why I would love to be able to hold up Mystic Confluence. We could just drop the Teferi. Yeah, we might honestly just go for all of their mana this turn. We could Teferi tuck one of these and then Duretti kill the other one. Like, it seems sort of weird to just kill off your Teferi like this, but we're not playing around. Like, we're not playing around them outgrinding us. That's not going to happen. We're playing around them having, like, one sort of crazy haymaker that just completely changes the game. Making another Baleful Strix, okay. I guess, Tolarian Academy is pretty good now. Tangle Wire, that is not very good. So I'll tap the wall and then 2 soldiers. Or 3 soldiers. Nice, okay, that should seal the deal. So given that we drew that, I think I am going to plus this. Because now we can use the mana effectively. So we will fetch out an island. Plus here. I think I am going to kill the Coalition Relic with the Duretti. So choose which one will be destroyed. Coalition Relic. Sacrifice this. And then I'm just going to leave this Baleful Strix back to block. So they tap their Tangle Wire and then maybe their 2 Strixes. I mean, they have a ton of mana with the Tolarian Academy, but we can counterspell unless they pay 9, so I think we'll be okay on that front. I will say Tangle Wire does not match up particularly well against Elspeth Sun's champion, so a little... Their decision to play that card was a little dubious. So it looks like we're just up against, like, Esper mid-range. I mean, they might have, like, big mana artifact synergies, or they might just be, like, playing a few artifacts. A little unclear. They just pass. We'll definitely just untap. No need to, like... I mean, we could go Mystic Confluence to, like, draw cards or something, but, yeah, we don't need to do that. So we will just block like this. Duretti's down to 1. Five mana. What is this? Wrath of God. Do we have lethal? We could animate the Lava Claw Reaches. Yeah, we do have lethal. So I will counter this. Counter target spell and then draw 2. This should be a pretty great matchup. It looks like we're doing similar things, but we're just doing it a little bit better. Wait, maybe I should have actually counted more. We have... Oh, wait, that's pretty funny, actually. We're literally 1 mana shy of being able to kill them. And we also just drew 2 swamps. So, oh yeah, we actually definitely can't kill them. So we should have let that resolve. That was definitely a misplay. But I think we're still in very good shape. So, yeah, we can't kill them this turn, so I'm not going to worry about that. We'll just hit them as much as we can. So, I think in this situation, we should just tuck their Orzhov Signet and just restrain their mana as much as possible. Teferi will die, but that's okay. Cast this with Kicker. We will scry 2 with this one. I'll actually top both of these, and then we'll draw the land with this card. And then next turn we can draw the Frost Titan. So, yeah, I mean, it really is just upheaval that would do it at this point. So they have access to 5 mana currently. They could go land upheaval, but then we would get the first turn. And luckily, our Oblivion Ring is not exiling anything currently, so they wouldn't get anything back with that. Also, I've been talking about upheaval a lot. We don't know they have upheaval. They probably don't. But this is a situation where we have 5 planeswalkers and 10 creatures on the board. 11 creatures on the board. So we're thinking of the 0.001% corner case scenarios that could happen, because in Vintage Cube, those things seem like they happen a lot more than you would expect. So that's what we're playing around, but we're way over 99% to win this game. I mean, we're still way ahead, but that is pretty good. So we choose 5 that we get to keep. Just want to make sure. Click done to sacrifice the rest. So we want Tar Pit. We want both of the mana lands for sure. We'll take the duel. We need one more red source. And then either one more white source or probably one more blue source. Yeah, I think I would slightly rather have one more blue source. We've gone through a lot of white cards already. So we'll do that. Then we'll choose one swamp to keep. We lose all our creatures except for one, which will be, honestly, the artifact, because then we can be ready to kill this, I think. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. We can just win with an Elspeth Ultimate now. Good balance, and really good to know about this. That's the sort of, big card that can just do it. Oh, man. No, I forgot about this again. Okay, we're playing some sloppy games here. We'll be okay, but it is a little unfortunate. So, tap these 2 down. Wait. No, we can still win. Because we can animate Tar Pit. If we tap these 2, we animate Tar Pit. And then that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that should be good to go. So we go land, animate, ultimate, hit for lethal. Alright, well, got a little bit weirder than it needed to be, but even at the end of the game, we were still way ahead. I mean, I guess the real risk is milling ourselves at that point. But, yeah, I felt pretty good about that one. So, good start. We are 3-0 in games, on to game 2. So, they didn't really play that much that we're that scared of, honestly. I mean, Gideon is good, so we want to make sure we have answers to that. And then balance is something to be aware of. But we have a lot of planeswalkers, which it plays pretty well around balance. Don't think we need this. I don't really want a board sweeper, to be honest. I think I would rather just have a Tidehollow Sculler. And the rest of this looks pretty good. Maybe we want one more island. Yeah, I think this is more red than we need and not enough blue. We'll make this switch as well. And yeah, that looks good. We'll run it like this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planeswalkers. That's pretty good. Especially given that 4 of them were only 3 of them were multicolored. Oh, I wish we had a Dak Faden. That would be sweet. If we had Dak Faden, Ashiok, and Little Teferi as well, that would be absolutely ideal. Alright, here we are in game 2, and this is not a great hand, but we are going to keep it. Actually, it is pretty bad. This can only grab a swamp, which we will be fetching immediately, since we really don't want to run out of swamps to grab, but Signet is a decent draw. We do need more white mana, but we'll get there. Getting a Baleful Strix down is just really nice in a lot of situations. I guess it's bad against balance, but this card is so good. Oh, that is not good, though. That is very, very bad. Okay, I think I'm actually going to just go Signet here. Yeah, having drawn a 4-drop, I think is better. That's really scary, though. Library is just an absolutely broken card. It's going to be very hard for us to out card advantage them now. And they have the mana acceleration, too. Jeez. So we will go second island and then just pass, I think. We could also main phase this. Then we might have to discard a card to hand size if we took a 3-pile, though. Actually, what we're going to do, we're going to upkeep it, and then if they counter it, then they can't use their library this turn. So we actually sort of want them to counter this. Wow. That is pretty stacked. I'm pretty sure we're just taking the 3-pile no matter what. This is just, like, very good. I guess not having white makes the 2 white cards look, or the 3 white cards look worse. I think Rakdos' Return is the card we want the most. So if they split it like this, it's very easy 3-pile. Okay, now it's a little tougher. I think now we should take the 2-pile because, like, we have no white mana right now. If we take this, we could just get blown out by that. And Rakdos' Return is the best card here by a decent margin. So I think we are just going to go with this. Although it's sad to put all those cards in the graveyard. Those are great. Now we can Rakdos' Return to take them off of library if we want to. That would be a return for 3. So they would, assuming they play something here. We could also Demonic Tutor for Kolaghan's Commander for something else, but alright, there's a probe. Interesting that they're paying mana for that. Our deck is not one that will pressure their life total very much, so I think that was unnecessary. Suspending Ancestral Vision, okay. Yeah, I think we should probably just Rakdos' Return them here. I don't want them to keep on drawing cards. So, yeah, we'll do that. They probably have a lot of like excess lands they don't need or something like that. So I'm not confident that the cards that are going to be discarded here are going to be great, but it'll cut them off of drawing multiple. Yeah, 3 islands, but it means they can't draw cards with library every turn, at least until their ancestral comes off, and we could potentially line up the Mystic Confluence with that. We're pretty behind though now. It looks like we might be in okay position, like we're even on mana and stuff, but just look at the cards we've gone through and look at the cards they've gone through. Like the threat density in the rest of their deck is going to be so high, and they have this ancestral coming off soon. I mean, I guess not that soon, but it will come off. And like we like aren't pushing our temporary advantage at all right now. We might want to go Demonic Tutor for Duretti this turn, and then blow up their Simic Signet, although it depends on what they play here. 4 mana. Hopefully they have a Gideon and they don't realize they don't have double white. Interesting. Metamorph copying their Signet. Or our Signet, I guess, to give them black mana, yeah. Do we want to fire off Tutor plus Strix or hold up Confluence? Or fire off Tutor plus something else. We could also get, actually, yeah, I think we want to start with firing off the Tutor. I don't really want to be just playing Drago in this situation. So we could get Duretti, we could get Kolagon's Command, we could get Thief of Sanity. That's the main options here. I think I actually like getting Kolagon's Command now that I think about it. They really wanted the black mana, so we'll cut them off that. We could have also gone Duretti and just like sacked our own Signet, but I think I want my mana at this point pretty much. And also hitting their hand could be good here, so we will go Tar Pit, and then I'm just going to do this now before they untap. So you discard a card and destroy this artifact. I am worried about starting to flood, though, because we have, I mean, that's 5, 6, 7, 8 lands have been accounted for, which means, yeah, 10 out of our last 21 cards are lands. There are a lot of white lands, which is good, since we haven't seen any of those, but we, yeah, drawing a non-white land would be an absolute brick at this point. They discarded Ravages of War. Okay, that's another good card to know about. So now this goes down to 2, I believe. Yeah. Tanglewire. Okay. That's actually not too bad for us. We can just play Strix this turn, and the next turn we should have enough mana still to use that. So tap 1, 2, 3, 4. Would you rather get the Strix down or the Signet? I think the Strix, and then just get a tap land into play. It's like basically land also because it saves one of our lands from being tapped. Man, drawing Swamp there is terrible. But now we tap 3 things. So we tap our Strix and then like these 2, and we'll have enough mana to go Signet plus Hold Up Confluence, and that gives us one of our white mana. Oh, balance. Come on. Alright, well, now we're going to lose. I mean, maybe not, but their Ancestral Vision is going to be pretty brutal now. We're going to go down to not many lands, and, oh, yeah, we're actually going to, they're going to take everything. So we choose 4 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that seems fine. Then we choose 1 card in our hand. Do we want Elspeth or Mystic Confluence? We're not going to be able to cast Mystic Confluence this turn. We're going to have to sacrifice or tap 3 permanents and then only have 4 mana. Definitely not one of these swamps or the Signet. So it's Elspeth or the Confluence. I think I'd slightly prefer the Confluence. Yeah, we'll keep this one. That's bad, though. That's definitely bad. So now we tap 3 things. And now we're going to start drawing all our planes, having just lost our white 6-drop. Yep. Alright, well, now they get to draw a bunch of cards, and we're very, very behind. In terms of win conditions left, we're running low. We have Frost Titan and I guess Thief of Sanity. Yeah, Thief of Sanity. This is a big turn, though. After this turn, we can hold up Mystic Confluence, but if they stick something scary this turn, like a Gideon, then we're very behind. Okay, Signet is fine. Please don't be Gideon. Please don't be Gideon. It's Gideon. Alright, so now we're very behind. So we tap 1, 2, 3. Oh, only 2. Okay. That was a hilariously bad draw. Okay, so their theme is balance, Ravages of War, just like sorceries that just like really alter the board a lot. That's pretty bad for us because we don't really have counter magic or like ways to deal with that. Shelduck Isle? Yeah, we're probably 5% to win now. Oblivion Ring is gone, but we do still have a Vindicate. Oh no, Vindicate's gone too, yeah. We don't really have a clean answer to this Gideon now. Okay, their deck is better than I gave it credit for. Opposition? What? Okay, well, yeah, we're dead. That's bad. They should not be playing opposition. That doesn't really make sense, but we can't come back from this point. So, they're really going hard on the mana denial thing. Do we want to make any changes? This card seems pretty good here, I think. Don't really love Frost Titan. Wall of Omens is pretty good against Tanglewire. I think we're just going to run it like this. Well, we got one land in the 18-land deck. That's not going to cut it. This will cut it, though. This is a great hand. So we'll keep and put back the Rakdos' return. And now we don't have red mana right now, but we can go turn 3, either Vindicate or Jace Mirror Mage, either one of which would be pretty sweet. Library again. Are you kidding me? Okay, so now we definitely have to kill that. I am honestly tempted to just Demonic Tutor for a land here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Demonic Tutor for a red source. It's not a sexy play at all, but I think this is the right move here. Because we have a great card in our hand. We just want to be able to play all of these cards. So we could grab Arid Mesa and then fetch up Mountain with that. I think that's the best line. We could also just take a Spire Bluff Canal, but I think we're set on the mana, and I'd rather fill the graveyard a bit for Dig Through Time. Actually, I think Spire Bluff Canal is a bit better, actually, because we also, no, back to Arid Mesa. We'll take the Arid Mesa. There's consideration for, this Retreat being in our deck, but I think I'd still rather just take the land out of the deck here. And, make sure we're not going to run out of fetchable lands. We're also going to hold off on the Mesa because there's a world where we want to get second white before we get the first red. Opponent has 9 cards. Hopefully they don't have a play and they just end up discarding hand size. If they go, Land Signet, that's best case scenario for them, definitely. But if they're on the draw and their plan is just all in on library, and then we can Vindicate the library and have a pretty big mana advantage, then I like the look of that. There's an island. Oh, bummer. They had the Signet. That's worst case scenario by a lot. Alright, so now we're going to be fetching a Plains with this, which I'm going to do now. Bye-bye, library. Get out of here and never come back unless it's on my side. I just want to say again, I've heard some pros say this card is bad. You're dumb. LSV, you're amazing in general, but you're dumb every time you talk bad about library. This card is phenomenal and should never be said that it's not. There are situations where it's bad. There's situations where you lead on library and still lose. But to say that it's not powerful in this format is just ridiculous. We're just going to stick a Planeswalker here rather than go with the Fact or Fiction. And I'm just going to draw a card, I think. Yeah, I'm going to draw a card. Hopefully this doesn't die. Okay, sure. Now we can just play Teferi next turn and tuck their Signet. Opposition. Yeah, see, that just is so bad here for them. Now I'm going to scry. I would prefer not to lose this. These both look pretty good, so we'll draw the Tidal Scholar and then... Actually, yeah, we'll draw the Tidal Scholar and then put the Lava Claw into our hand. next turn with a Jace so it doesn't lose anything. Oh, but we're playing Teferi this turn. Oh, but we're not drawing a card with it. Yep, so this works. So, top, and top, land, Teferi. Oh, look at 4 different basics. Beautiful mana base. Now they have only blue mana. We have 2 planeswalkers. And they have an opposition that is looking comically bad. Cycle miscalc main phase. That, oh my gosh, so this game is 100% over. We'll draw the Lava Claw Reaches. Draw with this. I think I am going to Thoughtseize them here. Actually, no, I'd slightly rather get the Sculler down. We can go Sculler, Wall, and then Kolaghan's Command with that untap thing. Okay, what is scary here? Not much. Tanglewire is really bad. They're very far away from these planeswalkers. Kitchen Finks doesn't do that much in general. I think Ravagers of War is the scariest card, so we'll take that. Play Wall. Play Lava Claw Reaches, and pass the turn, and then untap Kolaghan's Command mana. Yep, so that resolves. And then, I mean, making them discard a card doesn't do that much at all, but it's better than not making them discard a card. And killing their mana is very important. My guess is they pitch Tanglewire here, potentially Kitchen Finks, or they just concede. Alright, sweet. On to the finals. Great start. Man, it's good to be playing Vintage Cube again. I'll see you in round 3. Alright, we rolled a 1, but then we rolled a 6, so sometimes you gotta start at the bottom and then make some comebacks. We are on to play, and this hand is a keep. Really, I mean, yeah, we have Duretti. Like, these cards are all late-game cards that require a bunch of blue mana. So that's a little bit dicey to keep ahead of all those, but we have a lot of lands in our deck. Turn 3 Duretti is really good in a lot of matchups. And, I mean, yeah, we have a mix of lands and spells. I think this is a hand you should keep. Okay, first time playing an aggro deck. Wall of Omens was an absolutely phenomenal draw. So next turn we can play Duretti, and then, like, cranking out 1/1s could be very effective here. Oh, well, that's a little sad, but we're not behind on board. We, like, having drawn a land there is pretty huge. So now we fetch, like, if we fetch a red source, we don't have white. Oh, that's, oh wait, no, okay. I thought this was the one that made Planeswalker's ability cost more, but that is not the case. So that's fine. We're just going to fetch the mountain. Oh, perfect draw. So, ready? And these 1/1s are going to be very nice, I think, against the start that our opponent has. And then next turn we'll go Jace Mirror Mage, probably. One sort of fun thing is that we have, like, I mean, we have the 8-drop, the 5-drop, the other 5-drop. So we have a lot of our high-cost cards in our hand, which makes Jace a lot more likely to flip, like, either a land or, like, a 2 or 3-drop. So pretty likely that we could zero this and still keep it around. Okay, Silverblade Paladin is a little annoying. So I guess we just, I think we're going to block like this. Does that make any sense? No, we could just block like this, lose this, Duretti falls to 3, and then next turn kill the Silverblade. Or, honestly, just this. No, I think killing the 1/1 is actually pretty good. So I'm gonna do this. And the 0/4 does not block either of these double strikers very well at all. So we'll kill this so they can't flip their Legion's Landing as easily. And then see where we go from there. So we can go, I guess we'll just start by casting Jace. Wish we could kick it, but we cannot. We will draw a card. Thoughtseize. Oh, awkward with the mana. So we plus here, and then just get Hallowed Fountain into play tapped. So now they can kill either of our Planeswalkers if they try to, but they would have to animate the Mutavault or deal with our Construct. I guess if they animate Mutavault and attack, they would also flip their Legion's Landing, which is a little more annoying. So it's close. I think we're probably slightly ahead right now, but it's definitely not a blowout. And they also, I mean, oh, they're not animating the Mutavault. That's almost definitely wrong. I don't know their hand, but that's almost definitely wrong. Attacking Duretti with both, so we get to keep our Duretti, which is amazing. Spirit of the Labyrinth. That is pretty annoying, actually. So we're definitely plussing here. And I think we're just going to jam Teferi and tuck their Silverblade Paladin, which makes their attacks significantly worse. And then we'll be scrying with a Jace since we can't draw a card. That is... Yeah, it does say draw a card. So do we want second white or second red? I think second white. Yeah, I think this is the right line. They can kill our Planeswalkers, but that's okay. I mean, it's bad, but, like, we don't have a better way around that. Okay, do we want either one of these lands? I'm okay with drawing a land, but it's not a card that I, like, actively really want to scry into. Yeah, I think we're going to bottom these both. So now they can animate Mutavault, attack with all three, and kill two Planeswalkers. Oh, no, they actually can't kill two Planeswalkers. Yeah, getting rid of the Silverblade Paladin is huge here. Now these 1/1s can just, or they're just infinitely better. It went from chump blockers to, like, relevant cards. Not that the chump blockers weren't relevant, but they're, like, impacting the board now instead of just keeping us alive. So they might send both at Teferi or both at Duretti. Either one of which is fine. We can just kill the Spirit of the Labyrinth and get our card draw back online. Okay, Duretti down, but very happy with this trade. So Duretti ended up soaking up a decent amount of damage and trading with the token from this and the Spirit of the Labyrinth. Oh, what? Restoration Angel. Okay. That's pretty good. Honestly, I think I just want to balance all three of their creatures. That might look a little weird, but I think just, like, stabilizing the board seems really good here. So, build your own board sweeper. Return 3 creatures. So now we can draw a card. Don't die, please. Ooh, Vindicate, sure. Draw another card. And pass the turn. And now, like, it's a empty board where we have 2 Planeswalkers. And, like, even though we know they have a lot of good creatures in their hand, they just won't be able to deploy them all fast enough to keep up with our board right now, I think. Especially given that we just drew a couple, like, sort of removal spells. I guess I should have untapped 2 blue sources. We can't play Dig Through Time now, but if they had, like, I don't really know what they could have. If they, like, strip mine us or something, then we could play Dig Through Time, so that was a slight misplay. Very unlikely to hurt us, really, but still worth noting. Okay, Spirit of the Labyrinth is back. We're going to want to Vindicate that, probably. Ooh, we could do that, but I think I would rather save that for now. So we will go Vindicate this. Then we'll scry 2. I actually want to see a land here. Ooh, I also want to see both of those, though, so we will top them both. We're going to be drawing them both this turn. Draw a card. Oh, I mistapped. We can't Thoughtseize down and play the Strix. I think I would slightly rather get the Strix down then, in that case, just to make sure we can protect our creatures, or our Planeswalkers. Actually, we could also just play Kaya. So we'll cast this. Be a little less mana efficient, but be okay with that. Draw a card, and then pass the turn. So now we can play our Dictor Time, which we will do. Do we have any reason to care about the cards in our graveyard? We have Kolaghan's Command, but so I guess we can leave the Wall of Omens. I don't think we have any other things that use the graveyard, so we'll just do that. Ooh, that's a little annoying, but we can sweep them away. So they are making this attack. That's great for us. So we can just trade off here, and then they'll get a Spirit, but that's better for our board sweeper. So they get their guy, sure, and a turn dig. Whoops, not that one. Okay, so we can take... I think I'm honestly just going to take plain Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, I'll take plain Kolaghan's Command, and then go Gilded Lotus into Board Sweeper. Okay, so let's see. 5 mana, Lotus. And then make some mana, sweep the board. We could also play Signet, but I think I'd rather Thoughtseize them than that. So I think we take Ravagers of War here. We do have this Lotus, but I don't really care about these creatures, and I don't want to lose all my lands. And we will plus this just to keep it out of range of Mutavault. These are both good, actually. So I'll keep them both. Plus. And pass. And every single turn we're just pulling more and more ahead, and I think at this point it's just too much for them to come back from. Their hand is just like all these pretty clunky creatures that we can deal with pretty effectively. What are they going to do? Just like play Linvala? And we just like tuck it with the fairy and keep advancing our board? They're attacking and then playing Thalia? Okay. Wish we had Kolaghan's Command mana up right now, but what can you do? So they play their Thalia. So we will plus. I think I'm actually just on Scry mode now. I don't want to run out of mana. Or cards in library. So put that to the bottom. This looks great, though. We go land, and we go Signet. Let's see. Yeah, cast a Signet, and then cast Elspeth. Plus this, and then we can Kolaghan's Command for 4 mana. So, yeah, this should definitely be enough. Alright, sweet. So, took down White Weenie in Game 1. On to Game 2. Alright, so we definitely want another board sweeper. Baneslayer looks pretty good. Tidal Scholar probably isn't necessary. Sling Gang could be good, though. It just makes a lot of jump blockers, which is nice. So these are all cards that we might want. I don't think Sculler is really where we want to be. Gilded Lotus is probably not necessary. Factory Fiction might honestly be a bit slow. I don't think we need Dig. So do we want to just run it like this? I guess Rakdos' Return is not great. But we all, like, most of our other cards that we could bring in aren't amazing either in that spot. Maybe it is just Tidal Scholar, just to have more cheap plays. Yeah, I think I like that, actually. Taking the Gilded Lotus does make us a bit more susceptible to Ravages of War, so we just need to be aware of that. I think the turning point in that game was bouncing all their creatures with Mystic Confluence. After that, they could just really never catch up again. Yep, this seems fine. Do we want to change our mana base at all? We'd cut down on blue a bit. Yeah, I think I want to cut 1 island for 1 plains. Really want to be able to have one of these sweepers on turn 3 or turn 4 if possible. Okay, we'll keep this hand. No white mana, but we have a board sweeper and turn 2 Thoughtseize. Wasteland on the Lava Claw would be pretty rough. Ooh, okay, now we'll just grab a swamp. Like, we could also just play... I mean, this is making it so that we don't get a plains, but we already want a second black because we have a board sweeper in our hand. And I do think Thoughtseizing them here could really slow them down a lot. Like, if they have just a Thalia next turn, and, like, the difference between them playing a Thalia and them having no play is massive. They have a Strip Mine. That's a little scary. Yeah, I think we should just take the Thalia, though. These cards are both pretty good, but Thalia is very good against our hand and our deck. Especially when they have Strip Mine and we're on the draw. So now they can just play Revoker and name, like, I don't really know. I don't really care. Our plan is just to get to this. Interesting. I don't really like that plan. Like, Strip Mine is good when you're ahead on board, but right now it just doesn't really accomplish anything for them. If they also drew a Wasteland, then that's one thing, but luckily they did not. So they're gonna just name... I don't really know what they're gonna name. Maybe Little Jace? Oh, Duretti, probably. Duretti is my best guess. Given the land that we have, and how good it is against their deck, and how good it is against this card, that seems like the best choice. So I think we're just going to play Demonic Tutor for a basic Plains. We could also get a Hallowed Fountain naming Rakdos Signet. Interesting. Okay. So we'll go Island Tutor. So we definitely want to get a land. The question is just which one. We do want double black. We also want our first white, though. I really wish we had a black-white dual land, but we do not. We could take Orzhov Signet, but we could also just take a basic Plains and then play Oblivion Ring next turn. We could also just maybe take, like... this is really close. I think I'm going to go with Creeping Tar Pit. I'm just going to go Tar Pit next turn and then turn 4 Sweeper, or turn 5 Sweeper. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I think even though we have 3 white cards in hand, our 1 black card is way more important than all of those. So we're going to really prioritize getting that down. So now they play that. Oh, interesting. That's a little rough. So we play this. Now we're taking 4 and then 7. If they have an Anthem effect or something, we're just dead. Okay, drawing a land there was huge. It's very unfortunate that we can't cast any spells this turn. We can animate Lava Claw Reaches, but that's not a good plan. So, do we want to just hit them for 3? I honestly think the bluff factor is worth more than 3 damage, because 3 damage is just so irrelevant here. Take a pretty big hit. Hopefully they play a creature, but they did not, unsurprisingly. We're not quite dead to a Restoration Angel, which is nice. So we'll go kill all your stuff, get that nice 3-for-1, but we need to rally our life total a bit for sure. Okay, that's not very scary. That's also, I mean, that's a little more scary, but I still think it's okay. Duretti, beautiful draw. So now we can go, let's see, we could go, Tidal Scholar doesn't do anything. We could play Tide Hollow Sculler and then play Duretti to kill the Flicker Wisp, but that's probably just worse than just casting... Yeah, we should probably just play Oblivion Ring on the Flicker Wisp and then play Tide Hollow Sculler as a blocker. Oh, yeah, we don't have double white, though. So we should play Oblivion Ring on this and then play... Oh, a lot of options here. We could play Oblivion Ring on the Eidolon and then play Duretti in plus, and then they'll have a Flicker Wisp, but that's okay, maybe. we want to make sure we... Yeah, no, I think that is actually the line. It uses mana much more effectively. We could also, I guess, just go Oblivion Ring this and then play Duretti and not do anything with it. But Eidolon's going to be really good against our hand, so I think it is worth a lot to get rid of that. So we'll go with this. So Oblivion Ring, take out your Eidolon. Ready. So now they can decide if they want to... I mean, we're still dead to a pump spell, but they have to decide if they want to hit Duretti down to 1 or us down to 1. They'll probably go for us, but if they do, then we can just, like, kill their Duretti. Okay, yep, so they are attacking us. Or we can use Duretti to kill their Flicker Wisp. They could have Restoration Angel. That is not a good draw. Yeah, I mean, I think we just start by trying to kill this. If they have the Restoration Angel, we're dead. Bummer. That sucks. I guess, we could have played Tide Hollow Sculler before doing that, but that wouldn't have mattered because they would just play it in response, then we kill one and still die in the air. So that is a real bummer. They were down to, like, no resources, but then they just had, like, a really good string of cards. So that is very frustrating, but I still think we're very, very favored for this last game. And I don't think we want to make any changes, so we'll just run it back like this and hope that we can just be a bit faster. On the play, hopefully we can get there. Alright, this hand is great. Yeah, we got decent mana. I mean, hopefully they don't have a bunch of Wastelands and Strip Mines again, but Baleful Strix is very good here. We can go turn 1 Tar Pit, turn 2 Strix, turn 3... Actually, we don't have double blue yet for the Jace, but we'll get there. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna... we could just play the Lava Claw Reaches, but I would rather establish the Strix. Mana Tithe. Okay. We hadn't seen that card yet. I might have played around if we had, but... In general, I'm not a fan of playing around cards you haven't seen when there's just like one of in the format. Alright, so we could go Demonic Tutor. Yeah, I think we're just going to go Demonic Tutor for Board Sweeper. And then play the Lava Claw. Yeah, that seems like the best line. I mean, we could get Kolaghan's Command. But I think getting a Board Sweeper is better. Spectral Procession. Alright, I'm just going to sweep the board now. That's like an annoying board to deal with. We need one more white source to be able to play the Baneslayer, but hopefully we can get there. Plains and kill all your stuff. They can discard a card to save this if they want to, but still a 2-for-1. The fact that they're thinking about not discarding a card to save this is a little scary, because it means their hand is probably quite good. They probably have land and then at least one 4-drop. Okay, Banishing Light, yeah, I can understand why. That's actually great, because now we can, they might not have another answer to this Baneslayer, which would just win the game on its own very quickly. Interesting that they're playing Arid Mesa. I wonder if that's just to thin their deck, or if they have other synergies. Okay, well, not the most exciting turn, but I guess we just go Signet, Colonnade, Pass. Almost definitely Restoration Angel coming in here, yep. So, unfortunately, we're exactly dead if they have a Flicker Wisp or another way to deal with our Baneslayer Angel. So, hopefully they don't have that, I guess. They hit us down to 6. And then, yeah, we don't really have any other options other than just going for the Angel and hoping that they don't have an answer. I guess best case scenario is we could rip, oh no, we don't have enough white for a Tide Hollow Sculler. Okay, that's not a problem. They can name our Signet, but we didn't need the Signet anyways. So now it really just comes down to whether or not they have an answer to the Baneslayer Angel. We do name our signet. We could also draw a board sweeper, which I would prefer to do. That'd be safer. They could have fighters 1. Alright, come on, deck. Give us something good. Alright, that's not good. But I guess we weren't banking on our deck. We're just banking on their deck not having something good. Man, this game would be very different if they hadn't killed our Mana Tithe on turn... Or, like... Yeah, I think if we had gone turn 2, just play our other tapped land, then this is a completely different game. Because then we could stick our Baleful Strix, which would have been so good here. And they wouldn't have had a good opportunity to use this Mana Tithe. But it's not how it went. Again, I still don't think we played that wrong. We didn't know that they had that in their deck. But it certainly did not work out well. So, all in on them not having an answer to this Baneslayer. And again, if we can untap, the game is just over. Like, we just win instantly. But if they have an answer of any kind, tap it, exile it for the end of the turn, actually remove it, anything, we just die. Uh-oh. There we have a spell. Okay, that's okay. All of a sudden, things are looking alright. So we can attack for 5 in the air and then Frostbite and tap down Restoration Angel. We could also go Vindicate plus Jace if we would prefer, but I think getting Resto down is better. Let's see. Then we would be at 11, and this would be tapped, so they would have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But they would have to use mana to tap. Yeah, this is fine. So, we'll be able to tap down one of their things, and then if they want to target their Frost Titan, they have to spend an extra 2, and then they also have to have mana for the Mutavault, so I don't think they would be able to do that. I guess we should have played Frost Titan first. That was a little risky. If they had that 3 mana counterspell, then we would have looked very silly. But luckily they did not. Bye-bye Restoration Angel. That's the only one that can swing through the Frost Titan. And now, like, pretty much any draw is good for us. Like, Vindicate would be awesome. Vindicate Jace is a good starting plan, and then if we draw like a land, we could also go Vindicate plus animate one of these blockers or something like that. We're gonna kill the Spirit of the Labyrinth here, I think. Mutavault's like we just want to soak up a 3, and this one we can actually kill. So we are taking 7. So overall we're taking 2, since we just gained 5. Ooh. This is close. Oh, wow. That was a great draw. So now we can go indicate your resto. All right. That should just be good to go. I can't think of anything they could have at this point. Our life total is high, so we're not going to get cheesed by something weird. They just discard to get... All right. Sweet. All right. Drawing 2 planes there is tough for the opponent in the finals, in Game 3 of the finals, no less. But I think it would have been hard for them to come up with something there. So... really great start to Vintage Cube. Man, this makes me even happier to have it back. So we didn't win every game, but we won every match. 1 for 1 in trophies, so 100%. That is pretty sweet. So, yeah, this deck was great. I mean, we didn't have the best cheap removal. Like, we didn't have Path to Exile or Lightning Bolt or anything like that. But, like, Vindicate, Kolagun's Command, like, that's Oblivion Ring is, like, great. 3-mana interaction. We had some Sweeper that we had... They came up big in the last matchup, lots of Planeswalkers, so really sweet deck. It's good to have this format back. Thank you so much for watching. Really, really happy to be able to make these again, and definitely expect more in the coming weeks. And, yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.